This is Heather Kipp from Physics 3030, and I'll be doing a brief presentation on inflation. So the early universe is divided into different eras that represent what exactly is happening during that time. As you can see in this picture, inflation is the point in time, which is actually 10 to the negative 37 seconds, where the universe underwent this rapid and exponential expansion. This period of rapid expansion only lasted for a fraction of a second, and yet it grew so drastically, which is actually what makes inflation so fascinating. The first person to come up with the idea of inflation was a particle physicist named Alan Guth. The reason for developing the idea was to answer some pretty big questions, or rather problems, that we had about the early universe. Inflation describes an extremely exceptional time where, like I said previously, we had exponential expansion. During the inflation period, the universe actually doubled 260 times, where it went from a billionth of the size of a proton to about the size of a marble. To put this a little more into perspective, I'll show a little demonstration in the next clip. So during the inflation period, the universe doubled 260 times. Now, this may not seem like much when you think of that number by itself, but I actually have a little demonstration here to put that a little bit more into perspective. So right here we have 1 grain of rice, and then we double it and we get 2. And then we double it again and we get 4. And then so on, and we do this 10 times and we get all the way to 512 grains of rice. This is only 10 times. The universe did this 260. Inflation actually solves two very perplexing problems of the universe. The first one being the flatness problem, which has to do with the critical density, and the horizon problem, which has to do with how two sides of the universe were ever actually able to be in contact with each other. Inflation solves both of those. So we don't actually know why or how inflation happened. One theory is that after the fundamental forces separated, energy was unstable, and once it began to settle into a more stable state, that surge of energy caused the extreme expansion. In addition to this, we don't actually know if inflation happened, but many cosmologists do believe that it is the best theory to explain the structure of our universe. And that is all that I have for you. I hope that you have a better understanding of what cosmic inflation is now, and thank you so much for listening.